sorry. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our service for Sunday, October 1st, 2023. And greetings to all of our online family. We are so grateful to have you with us today and would love to support your spiritual path and growth. So please reach out to us in person or online. There are more ways to measure prosperity in our lives than with our bank accounts. Healthy bodies, loving relationships, fulfilling work, fun hobbies, access to nature, like on our beautiful hill, and a feeling of inclusion, to name just a few. We know that gratitude and generosity create a fertile ground for all our good to grow and multiply. I just want to read that again. I just thought that was such a beautiful. We know that gratitude and generosity create a fertile ground for all our good to grow and multiply. It's beautiful. Today we welcome back our sweet friend, Reverend Sondra van Gyllenband, as we discuss the parable Jesus taught of the workers in the field as we consider our own generosity of spirit. Welcome back, Reverend Sondra. We always love having you here with us. Thank you. Now let's stand and join Julie Raggins, Curtis, Jeff, and Bruce Wayne to sing our welcome song. Thank you.
Grateful that I get another chance to say thank you. Every night, taking the time to remind myself that I've got it so good. I've got to say it's so good to be grateful every day.
Please join me as we affirm our statement of faith. Together, there is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. And now let us unite our spirits as we hold this vision for our church. Together, we are an open-hearted spiritual community, powerfully transforming our world by honoring the sacred in all. And we practice this mission together, inspired by our shared spiritual awakening. We offer practical teachings that empower healthy, abundant, and meaningful living. And today's daily word reading is prosperity. The affirmation is, practicing gratitude deepens my experience of prosperity. My life may be full of blessings, my family and friends, my home, my memories and experiences. But it can be easy to take it for granted if I focus more on what I'm missing rather than what I have. Being thankful, expressing my gratitude for my good, opens my heart, but it also opens my eyes to the many ways I am prosperous. I count my blessings, pausing to give thanks for each one. The more often I do this, the more feelings of gratitude will fill my heart, crowding out constricting feelings of scarcity, fear, or envy. From the serenity I feel in my heart to the peace that calms my mind, I am prosperous. As I greet each day with a prayer of thanks, my blessings abound. And from Psalm 36:8, they feast on the abundance of your house, and you give them drink from the river of your delights. And now with our gathering prayer, Janelle Bruno.
Good morning. I just scared Leah because I am so in the flow that what was read in the beginning is pretty much identical what I'm about to read to you. So she thought that I was saying that I had written that other one too. I love the word prosperity. I used to only equate it to finances, but I have learned the true rich meaning of this word and how it applies to all areas of my life if I can continue to find gratitude for what I already have. A roof over my head, enough food to eat today, the love of my friends and family and my dogs. Thank you. And on a side note, my little girl just became a therapy dog and she will be coming here soon. Okay. I am even grateful to pay my bills because I am in the flow. So much so that above my signature line on my checks, it says, God is my source. That is to remind me that my job is not where my money comes from. I have affirmations that periodically pop up throughout the week on my calendar reminder on my phone. I have two favorites that I'd like to share with you. I am enough, I have enough, I am loved, and people are so generous. You would be amazed at how often I get a cup of coffee bought for me or somebody will let me in the line of traffic. The other one that I also love is I am whole and perfect as I was created. I remember exactly where I was when I heard that. I was driving and I was listening to Wayne Dyer, and this was April of 2021. And I pulled over on the side of the road and I put it in my phone and I put it on repeat for every few days. I just knew somehow that this was important to me. Later that month, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, for which I have fully recovered. Because I am whole and perfect as I was created. So now, I'd like for you to feel your weight in your chair, your feet firmly planted on the floor. And if you feel safe, please close your eyes and take a deep, cleansing breath and exhale. Now let's do this again Only this time, as you take in your deep cleansing breath, say to yourself, I am whole and well as I was created. And exhale any doubt or feelings of lack. Let's do this one more time. Take in a long, deep breath. Only this time, say it together. I am whole and well as I was created. And release everything that doesn't belong in that statement. Because, my dear ones, you are home and you are well as you were created. Yes, so it is.
This is the day that you have made. Whatever comes, I won't complain. In your hope, it's in your name. Now your joy, always my praise. Give thanks for all you have done. And I will sing of your mercy and your love. Love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful. When I was down, you brought me out. You set my feet on higher ground. So here I stand. You are my God. Your faithfulness, my solid rock. Oh, give thanks for all you have done, and I will sing of your mercy and your love. Your love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful. I give thanks for all you have done, and I will sing of your mercy and your love. Your love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful. Give thanks for all you have done. I won't forget all the battles you have won. Your love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful.
Woohoo is right. Woohoo. Out of sight. So I am here to claim, to stake my claim. I'm here to stake my claim. Are you? Yes. Yes? All right. So I guess we're done. We can go home because I actually go in that kitchen and eat all that yummy good food. Woo! Y'all. I love being here. I love seeing your faces. It means so much to me. So thank you, Leah, for having me, and all the rest of you as well. You're welcome. So I'm here to stake my claim. And that does not mean that I'm going to apply for your ministry. Just thought I'd let you know that right off. Didn't want anybody getting the wrong idea. But I am here to say that we live in a prosperous world. We live with so much prosperity around us that oftentimes we forget to see it. So I want to talk about that a little bit today and see if maybe we can become more aware of our prosperity and more grateful. And we are grateful. Y'all are incredibly grateful people. So I know this. I see it. I see it in action here. But we're going to talk about taking it up to the next notch. So prosperity is based on a conscious possession of the idea of God's abundance in the back of everything. So we're here and we understand that prosperity is the back of all things. So oftentimes we see something and we think we created it. We think we're in charge. But indeed, it is God. It is an idea from God and through God that has come and planted it here for us. It is a possession that we have the opportunity to experience. And what we know about spiritual abundance is that it is infinite. It is abundant. Oh, I'm going to use that word again. It is creative. It is always active in the universe. It endures all places and things. And there are times that we question that, but indeed, it is here all the time. Wayne Dyer says that doing what you love is the cornerstone of having abundance in your life. Doing what you love. How many of you do what you love? Yeah, good. So we get to look at that place that we're not where we want to be. If we aren't loving what we're doing, then maybe we want to look again and see if there's something different that we would like to enjoy. So oftentimes we talk about material abundance or prosperity. We talk about the things, we talk about the bank, we talk about how we can measure it on the outside. But there's also spiritual abundance. Spiritual abundance is that is within us. Spiritual abundance just lightens our hearts. It brings light to our eyes. We look at each other and we see something real special. And we feel it. We feel the love that we can share with each other when we allow ourselves to go into spiritual prosperity. So today I'm going to be talking about that spiritual prosperity that is founded on the understanding of the inexhaustible good of God that is behind all things. So in Matthew 6:19, it is said, "Lay not upon yourself treasures upon the earth, but lay up yourself treasures in heaven." Now, we're talking about that heaven that lives within us. We're talking about heaven that we find in our minds. Have you ever been in hell driving down one of these roads back here? Have you ever been driving at night and wondering where the next turn is? You know, that's spiritual hell in our minds. But when we get to that place of heaven, we're at peace, we're in joy. So in demonstrating prosperity, Phil Moore indicated that we need to praise and give thanks for everything, all the evidence of financial improvement. We need to be confident and immediately cooperate with God's good, with the flow, with those things that are coming to us. Let us flow with them. Let us get in that place where we find the good, even if on first glance it looks like something else. The divine resource never fails. Divine resource never fails. God is the omnipresent, unfailing resource. Thank you. Yeah, it's just a little bit of that wonderful hill country dust. So the divine resource never fails. God is always active through our thoughts. When we are in alignment with God's thoughts, we find our prosperity coming to us with ease, and we're able to see it with ease because we know it's always there. It's just that we don't always see it and at the time sometimes. So giving the right mental attitude creates prosperity. Giving with fear, as you can imagine, creates a lack of what it is that we want in our life. Peace, joy, money, friends, the love that is flowing in this room. So when we open our hearts, we enlarge our good. When we open ourselves and give thanks, we experience an abundance of things. And this is one of my very favorite scriptures. It's Luke 6:38. Give, and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Isn't that good? Yes, shaken and running over. So today I'm expressing my good. I'm experiencing my good. I am staking my claim, even for my voice. So I want to start with a little bit of background with Charles Fillmore. So according to him, the material idea is that the possession of our things constitutes prosperity. Man lays hold to one substance with his mind through understanding and faith. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with material goods. Nothing wrong with material abundance. He also goes on to say that uncertainty of riches indicates that one is putting their trust in a possession apart from their consciousness. So if we are kind of feeling that uncertainty or fear, we're separated. We have separation going on. So we get back into the flow. We recognize the source of our good. We come back to that place. Someone told me a story recently. They were visiting in a town in an area they didn't really know. They decided they would run and get some food. And so they looked up sushi and they thought, well, I'll just be able to grab it and run. And they got there and it was in a large shopping center, not exactly what they had thought they were going to find. And they were going to have to park in a parking garage. And not only that, they had to park on the top story to get back down to grab that sushi that wasn't going to take any time. At the time, they were like, yeah, well, what's this about? And why do I have to go through this? And this isn't what I was counting on, a little quick sushi. What's in this for me, God? What's my lesson? What am I supposed to be learning here? Well, the next day, this same person was going to a conference. Guess where the conference was? The very same place. Now, they had traveled this vicinity. They knew where they were. They knew what was going on. So they were quite comfortable. So that night was just a little driving around test, getting familiar with the area. Oftentimes, we don't see the good until we have a little hindsight. I could tell you story after story of my own personal prosperity when I thought that something awful was happening, only to have it turn into something very good. Probably the biggest one, I was laid off from a job that I thought was the best job in the whole world. Well, 10 years down the road, that company closed, and the one that I was now working for was expanding, and it turned into be a very great blessing for me, bigger than anything I could ever imagine. So, when we want to magnify and increase our good, it's about giving thanks. It's about praising God. It is about that conversation of the spirit of plenty. The spirit of plenty. It is necessary to give as freely as we receive. And I'm going to say that one again. It is necessary to give as freely as we receive. Now, I know as Unity people, many of you say, yeah, well, it's easy for me to give, but it's hard for me to receive because I don't want to bother anybody and I don't. Yeah? Anybody out there like that? But I'm talking about that place where we truly, truly give of our hearts and then we receive with grace. When we are working in the divine energy, when we're working in the divinity of our atmosphere. So it is necessary to give as freely as we receive. We should give cheerfully, freely, out of a consciousness that supply is inexhaustible. I like this over here. How many of you give and go, darn, that was my last one, and I really didn't want to give that to them, but I guess I had to because I had to be nice. How about when you give, knowing that that person is your friend, your acquaintance, and you're able to share whatever it is with them? Isn't that a nice thing? I like doing that. So it is not about giving to receive. It is about giving to give, to connect with spirit. I'm going to say that again. It is not about giving to receive. It's about giving to connect with spirit. That place where we know that we know that we know. Divine connection, the inner experience, the abundance that lives and is written on our hearts. So there was someone the other day that shared a story with me. They were working on a construction site, and the boss went out and he needed some more people to work. So he went down to the local place and he got some day workers. And he said, if y'all come work with me today, I'll give you $200 at the end of the day. So people piled into the truck. They were all excited. And about halfway through the day, the boss realized that wasn't enough people. So he goes back down and he gets another truckload of people. And he doesn't say anything. He just gets them. He does it a third time in the afternoon. This may be beginning to sound a little familiar to you. Think about that. So at the end of the day, he calls all three groups up to be paid. He calls them up and he says, you know, I really appreciate y'all showing up. And I want to start with those of you who were the last to come today. And for you, I want to give you $200 for being here this afternoon. They were pretty pleased. Yeah, good salary. And so then there are the guys that are there in the middle of the day, and they're like, yeah, we'll probably get $300 or something. And they step up all excited, and the boss gives them $200 and thanks them. And they're okay with that because they hadn't really talked about it. It's a good salary. Those who came early in the morning, the very first ones, they stepped up, and the boss gave them $200. And there's some grumbling, and there's some griping, and there's some saying, now what's this about? I've been here since early morning, and I'm getting the same thing as those guys that showed up at 3 o'clock? What kind of deal is that? What kind of deal am I getting? Well, the boss was a very wise man, and he said, you know, I had an agreement with y'all, and I've kept my agreement, and I've given you the $200. Why are you complaining? You've gotten everything I promised. And they're like, well, but these guys did too. And he goes, why would you not want your brothers to receive as well as you did? You see, this is a story of prosperity. This is a story showing that there is enough and more than enough for everybody. Be you come at 3 in the afternoon, or at noon, or at 8 o'clock. You are taken care of. You're taken care of by the Spirit. You don't have to get mad because somebody else got as much as you did. Instead, be grateful for that you received, and that your friends received it, whether they're your friends, whether you know them or not. But your fellow humans received as well. Why do we get so stingy? Want it all for ourselves. This is a story of showing that God is behind everything, and there's enough. And there's more than enough. And we can relax. It's not that those people who had been hired in the morning felt like they were being cheated, because they realized that the salary they were getting was a good salary. It's just that they wanted more because someone else had gotten the same thing. So in Matthew 20, it says, for the kingdom of heaven is like the landlord who went out early in the morning to hire men to work in the vineyard. He agreed to pay them $200 a day. And then he sent them into the vineyard. And on the third hour, he went again. Oh, and at noon he went, and the third hour he went again. So people were upset about this. But what we need to do is learn that there's enough and allow ourselves to be transformed by the experience of the day. You see that message that was in there? Huge for us. We can be transformed by those things that look like there's something else. We can begin to be transformed. And Edwin Gaines says that the 3 laws of prosperity are to tithe to the person who you are being spiritually fed by, to set clear-cut, tangible goals, to forgive everyone all the time, especially yourself. Forgive everyone all the time, especially yourself. And to seek, discover, and follow your divine purpose, that passion that thrills your heart, that excites you when you think about it, that passion that carries you into a divine joy. So another piece that we get to learn these days is about neuroplasticity. And it's a really wonderful thing because it's part of our prosperity. It's part of the human creation. And so we think that once we get something, oh, my parents taught me to be cheap, that I will be that way forever. But indeed, we have brains that are willing to be activated, worked on, create new creases, new lines, to make things anew, if we're willing. Now, I'll be the very first to say it takes some practice. It takes some awareness. But if we claim it, if we stake our claim right here, right now, then we will begin to make those changes and we will experience a faster turnover of our prosperity, a faster awareness of it. We'll experience more joy, greater health, more clear voice. So with neuroplasticity, I will define this. I bet most of y'all know it, but I'm going to go ahead and define it. It is the ability of the nervous system to change its activity to respond to stimuli by reorganizing its structure. It's able to reorganize the structure the way we've learned it. There are people who have been injured and they've said they will never again walk. But we know that's not true today. We know that we have the ability to make change at a very deep level. Are we willing? Are we willing? Are you willing to raise your abundance consciousness? Are you willing to free yourself of that lack that has perhaps been in your past? Are you willing to stake your claim? Are you willing to stake your claim? So let's just affirm that. I'm willing to stake my claim to prosperity. I'm willing to stake my claim to prosperity. Again, I'm willing to stake my claim to prosperity. So I invite you this week to find that place that anything that's going on or coming up, you just make a new path there. You become willing, and you enjoy this week as you've never enjoyed before. God bless you, and namaste. And so with this, we will just begin that time and place where we can take a deep breath and we can know the truth and we can allow the truth to move through every cell of our body. We allow our brain to relax so it can be open to new pathways. Today I invite you to look into your heart. To breathe into your heart. Divine love heals and harmonizes. Divine love is healing and harmonizing. It flows. It flows within me. It flows from me. My heart beats to the rhythm of divine love. Love's continuous flow is a healing agent. So boom. It flows through the body from head to toe. And as our thoughts begin to heal, so our body begins to heal. As my body responds to goodness and grace, as your body responds to the goodness and grace, you find yourself in relationship of love with others. Life is a divine healing stream. It is within our bodies, our minds, our beings. Divine life is like a river that's been nourished with gentle rains, a river that is alive with the abundance of fish and grasses. And so we step into the river, into that eternal stream of life force. Let's just go into the silence and enjoy that image for a few moments. Even as we listen to the music, we just let it move through us. Allow yourself to smile as if you've just seen something that tickles your fancy. A butterfly, a flower, a grandchild, a child, a special tree, a friend that you haven't seen in a while. Allow yourself to smile as if you were just touched on the shoulders by angels. And you said, healing. Thank you, God. We are here by divine appointment. And we have every opportunity to claim our stake in the universe, to claim our stake as children of God, as expressions of God. We were made in the image and likeness, and we were given all that we need. And so we say yes. Yes to staking our claim. Yes to being in the abundance that this universe has provided for us, that our God has created. We are in the oneness, in the flow. And we say thank you. And so it is. And so we let it be. Amen.
Thank you. Now, with grateful hearts, we put our abundance into action as we complete the sacred circle of giving and receiving. Let's take a moment to bring this truth into our hearts as we prepare our offerings and as our ushers come forward. And to our beloved online family, if this message supports your spiritual growth, please consider making us a part of your abundance practice. For all of our giving options, please scan the QR code on the screen. We thank you for the gifts that you have sent already and affirm the gifts you are sending now. And now let us affirm this affirmation of abundance. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
May not have it all, but I'm happy with what I have. Always living gratitude, counting my blessings and acknowledging what I have. Everything both big and small.
Thank you. It's beautiful. Thank you. Now, with full hearts, let us bless these gifts together. We bless these gifts and the givers with our love and gratitude. Oh, thank you. I felt that. Let us affirm from this holy instant the clear path and perfect manifestation to our new minister. Together, God's infinite love and wisdom now guide us to the right and perfect spiritual leader for our community. We let the activity of the one mind reveal this divine appointment as we unite in our gratitude for our new minister. And now I'd like to share a message from our search team, which I have the honor to be on. And I just have to say that there's so many wonderful, thoughtful, amazing humans on that team, and I'm so grateful. And I can feel all of y'all's prayers, and they're working. Today, actually, we have a second interview with a wonderful candidate. Yes. But we cannot say who it is, so please don't ask, not even husbands or wives, please don't ask. And we have just heard about another amazing person that is probably filling out the application this week. So let's keep saying the affirmation, keep praying and knowing that we are attracting the perfect spiritual minister, and they are finding their way to us right now. Amen. So it is. So, while we are talking about our church in a time of transition, we have a quick message on a new initiative from our amazing Leah, our care team leader, Allison Hanna, and our welcome team leader, Holly Maxwell.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Cool. So I wanted to talk to y'all about something that we've been thinking about, and it has to do with our position of transition. So we are a vital and active and growing, even though we don't currently have a minister. And a lot of times this period of transition can be really challenging for a small church. It can result in smaller attendance and a little bit of apathy and what have you. So even though that's going on, we're still rolling on. So what we want to say is that we're actually, instead of being in a position of decline, we're actually growing, and we're vital, and there's stuff going on. Yeah. And there's stuff going on at the church almost every single day during the week, which is amazing since I've been here. So there's two really important areas that we want to talk about right now, and that is care and welcome. So that's kind of where we're at. And how do we better identify, communicate, and address these two really important areas of our church? And so what that has resulted in is kind of an idea that is an individual mindset shift that we're talking about right now. And what we're proposing is an initiative called the Cause Effect. And what is that? That is a membership-wide consciousness committed to holding up our church in transition and beyond. So not just now, but even after we get a new minister. And so the idea began when Allison Hanna took over the care team scheduling, and then the idea came up again when Holly Maxwell took over the welcome team. So I wanted for them both to share just a tiny bit about those two really important areas of our church. So Allison, you want to start?
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for giving me the microphone here for a second. What we're really talking about here is just expanding how we view care. It's always been kind of limited to a care team, a select people who volunteer and do all sorts of things, which we've talked about before. But last year, when I stepped into this role, we kind of started talking about expanding our idea of care to meaning everyone who attends here and who is a member caring. And what I've had the privilege of witnessing is how we do this already. I have come to know the hearts of so many of you, and I watch you take care of your friends and your neighbors. And that's really what we're talking about, not just limiting 6 or 10 or 12 people to being the ones who perform services, but to finding a way to reach out to all of us when we have a need for care. And so that's sort of where we are. It's going to partner really nicely, I think, with the welcome team as well and what Holly's working on. But that's kind of the background of this. And so that's where we're going, I hope.
Hi. I'm Holly, and stepped into the role of the welcome team leader, like, I don't know, like, yeah, I'm like, they're like, oh, you've been here forever. I'm like, no. Oh, you've done this for another church? No, I haven't. So I have to say, my welcome team's amazing. I love you all of y'all. But I think with this initiative, what I want is I want the congregation to be my welcome team. And so I just want to give you just a couple things I've tried. I even was doing this before I was like, you're going to do the leadership of this. One of the things I try to do on every Sunday is if I'm sitting next to someone on my row and I don't know them, I introduce myself every Sunday. So start doing that. The other little seed I want to plant is when you see someone wearing a paper name tag, they are new. They have not filled out a blue card. They do not have a name tag on the wall. So I want us as a congregation to be a little bit more aware of that and introduce yourself because they are new. And I think of the Kathy Neiser's sermon and other sermons where we're all connected. And I'm a complete introvert, which I know y'all are all like, that's a lie. I am, but some of my favorite parts of church is the before and the after. I love connecting with you all. And yes, I've only been here since May, but I feel at home. And you all have been so welcoming. So let's keep doing what y'all did for me to everybody that keeps coming. So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Holly. And so the idea showed up again in a recent Sunday talk by Kathy Neiser that Holly mentioned, and it was entitled Mind Your Mind, about neuro-linguistic programming tool of defining cause and effect. So let's just take a listen.
About some studies about gratitude and happiness. But today I want to talk about an NLP principle, neuro-linguistic programming principle we talk about, and that's mastering cause and effect. So what that means is we can either be at effect or at cause at any point. When we are at effect, something is being done to us. Somebody's doing something to us, something's doing something to us, sometimes our body's doing something to us, but something's happening to us. And we're just sitting there. That's effect. When we're at cause, we take responsibility in everything. Now hear me well. I did not say take responsibility for everything. There's a difference. When I am responsible in, I choose how I want to be consciously where I am so that I'm not at effect. So when we can choose to be at cause as fast as we can in every situation, we are empowered. Fair enough? So let's talk about an example. We are hiring right now, right? God bless the ministerial search committee. I'm an ex-nun, I can do that. Now, but it's not just their job, it's ours. So we have to say, how are we at cause in this situation? Because we could be at effect. Here's what at effect looks like. I'm just gonna go to church now and then. I'm just gonna see what they do. Let's see who they get. And if I like them, I'll keep going. And I don't know if I'm going to keep tithing the way I did. And I'll just see. If it's a good speaker, I'll go. If not, I don't know him, I won't go. I'm just at effect. So out of cause is going to look like something totally different. Now, when I joined, I came to this church. My first time was I came years ago, but in November, I tuned on because I had COVID. I had planned to come, and I had COVID, and I was listening, just trying to decide, is this a church I want to go? I was looking for a new home. And I was listening to her, and I thought, yeah, that's where I want to go. And then she said, and I've decided that when my contract ends, I'm going to retire. So I had a choice there, and I thought, okay, I'll go and see, right? And when I made the decision to become a member, it was because I knew that I would rather be with you as you attracted and manifested the minister rather than watching you do it. That's all. See, we have to be that charge that comes up from the ground to attract that lightning that's coming from up. And we don't do that by sitting at effect. We do it by being at cause. When we show up and connect with each other and remember who we are, not with that center person up here leading us, who we are, then that sends shockwaves through our bodies. And that sends shockwaves through this whole community. And I'll tell you what, it sends shockwaves through the universe. Amen. So much so that that minister out there who one day in their life dreamed of us sees us, whether they're looking or not. Y'all ready to pray?
Isn't she great? I love that woman. I love all the amens. Amen. Okay, so now we're going to talk real quickly about the difference. Being at cause, we are responsible in everything. We recognize that we have responsibility. Being at effect, we are victims of circumstance. We wait for others to make things happen. So now we're going to talk about a little bit about the difference. And Jason, is this going on? Can I walk around? Okay. So this guy says, boy, who's in charge of the flower beds? They look terrible. And then at cause over here says, I've got some time. I think I'll go pull some weeds at Unity today. On this side, when are they going to hire a new minister? Over here, I think I'm going to do my new minister affirmation today. At effect, does anyone ever make gluten-free food at potluck? At cause says, I'm going to make my special vegan dish for potluck. And this guy says, has anyone reached out to Joe since he got out of the hospital? And at cause says, I hope Joe's surgery went well. I'm going to call him. So y'all just see the difference? Notice all the question marks over here on effect and all the exclamation marks over here at cause. So that's kind of what we're talking about a little bit. Okay? So I've got 3 questions for you. Number 1, would you be willing to receive a church-wide email with specific care requests, with the understanding that your abilities may not be able to meet that need, but that would mean we would be getting more emails. Everybody would. And if we would be able, you'll be able to click on a link and see what the specific needs are and decide if you can fill it or not. And that's part of the identifying, communicating, and affecting and addressing. So that's one question. The second question is, would you be willing to say hello to someone new? That's not hard, right? And then the last question is, would you be willing to say yes to Aida? Sorry. Sorry, Holly, I meant meant to change that one. Yeah, would you be willing to say yes to Aida if she asks you to volunteer? Or just ask, more importantly, would you ask your heart, where am I willing to serve? That's probably a better question, okay? So the next slide would be, here's our statement of purpose, and I was wondering if maybe if y'all were willing to say it with me. The purpose of the cause effect is to create a culture of active service and care within our church community. We act as one body to extend a helping hand to those in need, demonstrate unity and service, and foster a welcoming environment. Okay, that's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, ladies. We look forward to putting this initiative in place as we move forward as a church. All right, today, we got some announcements. Today's Potluck Sunday. Please stay after the service. Join us for lunch. There's always plenty. Don't worry if you didn't bring any. Also, we have a few spots open for the women's retreat that's next weekend. Please reach out to Leah at business@unityofwimberley.com. But hey, women's retreat's always so awesome, so I'm so excited. Join us next Sunday, October 8th, for a service with our guest speaker, Buffalo Thunder, as a reminder that next weekend is also our women's retreat. Can I get a yes, amen for that? In recognition of Dia de los Muertos, Betty Potts is going to teach us how to make the traditional sugar skulls on Saturday, October 21st at 10 a.m. at the church. There is room for 7 more with a $10 cost to cover supplies. You can find a sign-up sheet in the fireside room on the bulletin board. Learn and grow. Each Wednesdays at 11:30 at our Unity book study with Reverend Howard Caesar's book, 1 + 1 = 1. And on Thursdays for midday reflections on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Crisis bread baskets, food donations are collected in the front foyer bookcase, and a list of donation needs and mailing addresses for monetary donations are listed on the screen. Reach out for prayer and care support to the email addresses on the screen. And I don't know if y'all know, but I have been reaching out a lot, and in the past month or so, as my father passed away, and I cannot tell you how grateful I am for all of the love and the prayers and the energy that this beautiful community has given to me, so thank you. I have felt it, my family has felt it, and we're grateful. Check out our website event page, often for upcoming classes, groups, and events. I just have to say real quick that last weekend when we were here with the tag sale, the drum circle, and there were people playing pickleball was unbelievable. And it was like the coolest energy up here ever. I was just like, this is amazing. We're so diverse and awesome. A reminder that Janelle will be here to pray with you after the service. Our prayer request box and gratitude jar are on the fireside room buffet. And if you're visiting today, please consider filling out a blue information card located on the front foyer table so we can welcome you properly. Now let's sing in the kids.
You are alive. You are alive. You are alive in this world. You are alive. You are alive. You are alive in this world. And you shine. And you shine. And you shine so bright. And you shine. And you shine. And you shine so bright.
Let's bless these children. Children and youth of Unity, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you. just the way you are. And that brings us to the close of our service. Please join us as we pray for our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.